Hi everyone, so this is Marriyah and I am a fitness trainer and a lifestyle coach, and I train at Pulse Fitness. I am here today with Mr. Adan. He's also a lifestyle coach and head of all the trainers, the fitness manager we're having in our plan. So we're going to introduce you 7 basic movements that we can execute अपने घर पे भी, travel करते हुए भी. It's going to be like very simple body weight movements that we can execute like literally anywhere. So there you go. So we're going to start off with a simple lunge or maybe the squat. So I'm going to make you do squat and rest is due over you. Yeah.
Alright, so the first exercise जो 7 basic movements की हम बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें सबसे पहली जो basic movement है उसको हम बोलते हैं squat. And basically squat is nothing else but just sitting down and then coming up all the way. You can keep your hands at any place where you want to. You can keep them in front. आप क्रॉस कर सकते हैं, आप बिल्कुल नीचे की तरफ भी रख सकते हैं. आपको जाना है all the way down and then you're going to come up. So this basic exercise primarily targets the lower body. So आपके front of the quads, टांगों के सामने वाले जितने मसल हैं, बैक साइड पे, इन सब को ट्रेन करते हैं. The second movement जो हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं लंज. एंड आई एम गोना आस्क मारिया कि वो एक लंज परफॉर्म करके हमें दिखा दें.
Okay, sure. So basically what we have to do for lunge is like बहुत ज़्यादा big stretch नहीं, but it needs to be like 90 degrees. And it's of course if it's quad dominated, अगर मैं quad overall again full body को हम target कर रहे हैं, especially lower body को target कर रहे हैं, but then it needs to be this way 90 degrees and then I have to come over there. Should I have to do it like side से variation करके, you know? Yeah. It needs to be this way and then I'm coming up. So there are different variations when it comes to the lunge, forward lunge, backward lunge, but this is the basic lunge that we're telling you कि आप कहीं पे भी इसको execute करें and then you have to come up. Yeah.
Make sure अगर आप एक लेग को कंप्लीट कर रहे हैं तो सेकंड लेग को भी उसी तरह ट्रेन करें. लंज इज़ ऑल्सो एन एक्सरसाइज फॉर द लोअर बॉडी और ये एक हमारी बेसिक नेचर में मूवमेंट है जो हम डेली एक्टिविटीज़ ऑफ लाइफ में यूटिलाइज करते हैं. Now the third basic movement I want to talk about is a bend, जो हम रोज़मर्रा के काम में ऑलरेडी यूज़ करते हैं. So for a bend what you have to do is फ्रंट की तरफ झुकना और वहाँ से वापस आना is a bend exercise. So again जैसे हम कोई भी वेट उठाते हैं, you bend forward, lift it up and then stand up. This is a bend exercise. So bend exercise usually core के मसल्स को, स्पाइन की हेल्थ को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए और ओवरऑल बॉडी की मेटाबॉलिज्म बढ़ाने के लिए, ओवरऑल बॉडी की मूवमेंट को बेहतर करने के लिए इट्स अ वेरी गुड एक्सरसाइज. So far again I'm going to repeat it: squat, lunge or bend. The next exercise I'm going to ask Maria is to show us a push movement जो हम नॉर्मली अगेन डेली एक्टिविटीज़ में यूज़ करते हैं, बट उसको एक्सरसाइज में कैसे कन्वर्ट करते हैं we will tell you क्या किया जा सकता है.
Alright, so push up is like everybody is quite aware about it, but what we're going to introduce you, like you have to go to the mat obviously and then keep your maybe again we have so many variations. You can target your tricep at the same time, you can target your chest muscle at the same time, but हम अगर basic push up push कर रहे हैं, that just exactly goes for your chest area. So we have to keep our arms like a bit wide and then slowly pelvis up and then we have to go down, breathe out, push it. Alright? This is the basic.
I'll just add on a couple of points.
Yeah.
जैसे स्टैंडर्ड एक्सरसाइज पुशअप हम नॉर्मली हर जगह पे करते हैं, इन सब के वेरिएशंस है जो हम अपने नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम्स में आपके साथ डिटेल में शेयर करेंगे. बट फॉर क्विक इन्फॉर्मेशन you can always modify your push-up. So if you are doing a standard push-up, which is a push exercise, we can do what just Maria demonstrated, going all the way down and then coming up. But अगर इसको हम आसान बनाना चाहें तो हम अपने knees को exactly touch रखें with a slight variation, जो easy version of push-ups है.
Oh, it's easy.
So recap of all these exercises. सबसे पहले हमने किया स्क्वाट, फिर उसके बाद हमारा हुआ लंज, then we did bend, उसके बाद हमने किया पुश. Now the next exercise we want to show you is a pull exercise. पुल का मतलब अपनी तरफ खींचना किसी चीज़ को. तो अगेन जैसे हम डेली एक्टिविटीज़ में मूवमेंट करते हैं, किसी भी चीज़ को अपनी तरफ पुल करना, इट्स एक्चुअली एन एक्सरसाइज जो हम यूटिलाइज करते हैं जिम में, घर के वर्कआउट्स पे. So I'm going to ask Marriyah to demonstrate the pull movement.
What we're going to do is, pull can be like of so many types again. Bend down and then we have to pull it like, it's exactly as rowing. आप you can be without weights, with weights, slightly light weights, you can perform it anywhere.
So there you go. That's a pull movement जो हम अपने एक्टिविटीज़ में यूज़ करते हैं, तो हम यही एक्सरसाइज में भी यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं अपनी पुल मूवमेंट्स को. द नेक्स्ट मूवमेंट जो बेसिक मूवमेंट है जिससे हमारी पूरी एक्सरसाइज की वेरिएशंस बनती हैं, वी कॉल इट लोकोमोशन. सो लोकोमोशन बेसिकली एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट पे मूव करना इज़ लोकोमोशन. सो इफ़ आई मूव फ्रॉम पॉइंट A to point B will be locomotion. So any exercise that involves movement is locomotion. So a very basic locomotion would be like left and right? Or we can just add movements, like upper body and lower body at the same time.
Lunges, but that would be a bit modified.
Exactly. Or we can maybe just march backward and forward. So that this is all locomotion.
So maybe the jacks and everything.
Though they all come in the category of locomotion.
Alright, so but the last exercise, the last 7th movement, which is rotation, but of course not the least, it's one of those exercises जिससे सारी exercises के variations हम लोग generate कर सकते हैं. So rotation is very important. Basically हम क्या कर सकते हैं, different variation निकाल सकते हैं. We can start with the neck rotation, of course, moving my neck from one point to another, looking up and then coming down. There you go, right? And then we can start with some, from bigger circles to the smaller one, the shoulder rotation we call. And then anti-clockwise, that's also itself a rotation, of course. We can add on the spine rotation as well. जिसमें हम थोड़ी सी, पूरा core आपका engage हो जाएगा. This is it. I mean, these are the basic warm-up movements of rotation का 7. जो पूरा सारा हमने अभी इस वक्त 7 basic movements आपको बताया. Again, Adan is going to repeat all those movements.
Yes, so
yeah.
7 movements जो अभी हमने सारे डिस्कस किए, I'm going to just repeat them quickly for you guys ताकि हम लोग को समझ आ जाए. ये 7 movements. So the first one is squat, and I'm going to ask Marriyah to just quickly perform a squat.
Alright, so I'm going to do it with this view so that it would be better to execute for all of you guys, whoever is watching us right now. Right?
The second is lunge. So you're going to perform a lunge.
We executed before in the same way.
The third one is a push.
Alright, so the push is going to be the same push-up, or maybe we can do it like basic push-up.
Very nice. Now the fourth one is pull.
Alright, so the pull is exactly the same. Lighting, the rows that we have to do.
Then we have got a bend movement.
Okay, so the bend is like, exactly, this is going to be, you have to keep your neck down and slightly bend it.
And then up.
But then it engages your hamstring and your glutes at the same time.
The next movement is locomotion.
Okay, so the locomotion that we did, like we can do jacks.
From one point to another. Good. And last but not the least, we did rotation. So I'm going to ask Marriyah to show us some rotations. Now these are the basic 7 movements. Based on these exercises, the whole exercise science is there. The industry relies on these basic exercises for designing a workout plan. So we will be in detail discussing all these components and aspects in the future programs. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.